Festival goers even had a chance to participate in their own experiments, like seeing how food texture changes when it's dipped in liquid nitrogen. The hours are now down to minutes. The St. Patrick's Day Parade kicks off at 1:30. To get an idea as to how high the water rose Monday, look at this water line here. Officers say having the high-quality video and accurate sound helps the department become more transparent. Just last week, the Democratic Party announced that they still did not have a candidate to run for office, so they've decided to use a placeholder. The Rescue Center cares for about 100 birds within 4 homes, so they're raising money for a new facility. Many say not only will fans enjoy the team, but they say it'll also help boost the economy. It's one of the most sought-out events here in the village of Owego, expected to draw about 20,000 people from all over. With new destinations along Upper Front Street, like the Regional Farmers Market and student housing for SUNY Broome, the Department of Transportation say it's important to get the public's input. Russell also argues that the law lacks in accountability. He uses this as an example. If I take this trash and I empty it in front of someone's home and I call police to complain about the litter, the law as written says that the homeowner could receive points for violating city code. And after the concert winds down, there's still 2 more days of world-class golf to be played here at Enjoy. In Endicott, Brittani, Moncrease, Time Warner Cable News. It's probably like nothing you've ever heard before.
Personally, I haven't done any goat yoga, but I have a dog at home and she gets involved when I roll out my mat, so it's kind of the same thing, just on a smaller scale.
And perhaps bizarre, yoga students shared their mat Saturday with, yep, goats.
Amazing, it was so fun. Like, probably one of the funnest things I've ever done in my life. It was like a zoo in yoga, so you're playing with animals and no one doesn't like to play with animals.
It was kind of strange. There were a lot of goats and they were a lot louder than I thought they were going to be, and I don't know, they were so cute.
About 200 people participated in hour-long sessions, giving in to their cuddly guest.
They usually like rub up against you like cats and like do everything that's so cute.
Even changing poses.
Downward goat.
Doing yoga with a goat is not so out of the ordinary. In fact, they help you relax.
I found it relaxing. When they screamed, I just, like, their goat noises, I thought it was pretty funny and relaxing.
They are very, very enjoyable. Just them running around, bouncing around. I think whenever people see baby animals especially that are bouncing around, it makes them feel good.
Maybe getting bad things off their mind and just enjoying the cuteness.
Which some say was more entertaining than relaxing.
I don't know if I would say relaxing. They're more fun. And it was kind of hard to focus on yoga, because I just wanted to play with the goats.
Drawing residents to farm life.
So many people are so far removed from their farm that they really haven't had those experiences with animals. So to connect people with producers and with animal owners in the community. So I think it's really so that people can make those connections.
Which turned out to not be such a idea after all. In Binghamton, Brittani, Moncrease, Spectrum News.
Oh man, I want to know now, like.
Anger, fear, and confusion.
I got up and I seen them with guns in the backyard and things. I wonder what was going on.
Some Elmira residents waking up to a large police presence.
They said stay inside, stay away from the back. If the bullets are going to come, they're going to come from the rear.
Around 6 Sunday morning, police responded to shots fired outside a home on Allen Street. When they arrived, a man opened fire on police.
The person had fired toward the police officers. That person then went out into the neighborhood here, and we've since that time been trying to find him.
A full search was underway. Elmira Police, State Police, and the Chemung County Sheriff's Office searched for the suspect.
They were from, about 6 houses up all the way down. They've been checking, out in the backyard.
They were positioned out in my neighbor's yard. One state trooper got positioned on top of a roof. I just knew that it's so overgrown back there, it was going to be a real hard task for these guys to find them.
Hours later, officers spotted the suspect.
They were screaming to him, come out, we're not going to hurt you if you come out. And then you heard the guy say, well, I'm going to kill myself. And they kept screaming, no, put the gun down, put the gun down. And all of a sudden you heard a small caliber gunshot, and then all of a sudden it just unloaded.
Elmira police shot toward the suspect, striking him.
He has been transported to the hospital for treatment. and he is alive at this point. And I don't know what I don't know his exact condition, but he is alive.
No one else was hurt, but residents are still shaken. Residents say this is a close-knit neighborhood and usually pretty quiet, so to wake up to so much police activity is shocking.
It was scary, it's just Elmira. I just hope it starts getting better. It's real sad because I grew up in this town, and I'd love to see it better for my children, and it just seems to not be happening.
Wanting change for a safer community. In Elmira, Brittani, Moncrease, Spectrum News. Roughly 15 minutes. That's all it took for water to rise in Cortland County and Tompkins County.
Well, we came outside and it was like a foot before our first door to go inside our trailer. And we thought, I was worried about my dogs.
It was simply spectacular at what nature was doing to the local topography. It's changing things. It was changing things with the brute force of water.
Like a scene out of a movie.
And quickly, we were ushered right from the lobby to the front row.
A day later in Dryden, what's left of the flooding, a still active creek, fallen rocks, and debris across roads and yards.
This line of material that you see here stopped about here. And it wasn't this wide. That rock did not exist here yesterday. None of this was here 24 hours ago.
Fallen trees and materials floated down the creek to the end of the road, calling for a heavy cleanup.
It must have came right on down the creek because it's all stopped down there at the tree line.
A few miles away, Greek Peak was also recovering from high waters.
The water came in probably about 10 feet into the base area, affected the rental area, so we started working quickly. A lot of the flooring in the base area for the skiers is a rubber mat, so we're able to, it's by tiles, so we're pressure washing that.
To get a better understanding as to just how much damage was caused here at Greek Peak, take a look at the parking lot. All of the raised rocks and cracked cement are a result of Friday's floods, but staff here say all hope isn't lost. They were joined by volunteers to help get the resort back in order.
It feels great, but not surprised. This is the culture of the company, and it definitely warms my heart. But we have a great team, and when something happens like this, we come together and get what is needed done.
A community working together, determined to move forward. Brittani, Moncrease, Spectrum News. The call to duty. Engine 98, a unit of volunteers across 7 departments serving western Broome County.
Everybody kind of takes their turn and runs it.
Mondays, the Inwell Fire Department hosts the engine.
I've enjoyed it very much. Seen a lot, learned a lot, gone all over New York State for natural disasters, floods, snowstorms, everything.
And that's what they do in their spare time.
A day job, I'm a high school teacher in Susquehanna, PA.
A suit and tie traded for boots and turnout gear. And on days like this, volunteers say their service comes in handy.
Sometimes, like I said, with the availability, Engine 98 may be the only truck that's on the road initially. So, I mean, they can get there a lot quicker.
By running Engine 98, we can get an engine crew there fast. Can size it up and assess it. If there's something that needs to be done right away, they can start. If it's nothing, they can also notify so we don't get a lot more people coming.
Last year, Inwell firefighters responded to a total of 487 calls, services these individuals are happy to provide.
Just like to give back, do things for other people.
And they're always willing to train others in service, like me.
Most of us enjoy what we do. We like helping people.
Especially on a day like MLK Day.
You're celebrating an individual who did so much, not only for his immediate community, but the community around the country. For me to come down here and just give a little bit back to end well, it's a great feeling.
The reason we're here is to help the community, to help our neighbors, both the people that reside in our districts and the neighboring districts that the Engine 98 program covers. It doesn't matter what the name on the back of the code is, we're all here for the same purpose.
Crossing borders to serve others. In Inwell, Brittani, Moncrease, Time Warner Cable News.